Bahama recording its first shooting incident, leaving one man hospitalized. We have the details. Plus, members of the Free National Movement hosting a protest against rising crime rates. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Azure Quant. Thank you so much for tuning in. The government has disclosed its plan to pursue compensation from the Grand Bahama Port Authority through arbitration for the services provided in Freeport City. However, the leader of the opposition has promptly issued a warning, cautioning that such a move could convey the wrong message to investors, particularly if it is perceived as a hostile takeover. Tonight, Chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, and the Minister of Education, the Minister of Immigration, the Honorable Alfred Sayers, are responding to the opposition leader's concerns. Ramiko Knowles has more in tonight's top story.
Progressive Liberal Party Chairman, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, has disclosed the government's intention to seek compensation from the Grand Bahama Port Authority for what they believe is owed for services rendered in Freeport. The Grand Bahama Port Authority swiftly responding with disappointment, expressing their stance on the government's claim for expenses. Concurrently, the leader of the opposition issuing a warning to the government, raising concerns about what he perceives as an attempted hostile takeover. While the Progressive Liberal Party Chairman, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, is disputing that claim, asserting a misapplication of the term.
This is nothing to do with taking over anything. There's an agreement between two parties. One party says, you owe me some money, and it's substantial in the millions. The other party says, no, I don't owe you the money. And there's a provision in the contract that says that if there's a dispute between the parties, one of the things you can do is go to arbitration. How that turns to be a hostile takeover, I'm not sure.
Minister of Immigration Alfred Sayers weighing in on the misapplication of the term, arguing that there is no dispute between two private companies. Instead, there exists a contractual relationship between the government and the Grand Bahama Port Authority.
That private contract has been reduced to an act of parliament, the Hawksbill Creek Agreement. And under the agreement, the Port Authority has certain obligations to the government and to the people of the Bahamas. That is the first principle.
He further clarifies that within the contractual agreements, provisions exist for disputes to be settled through arbitration.
What we have here is what we call a debtor-creditor dispute. The government is saying, on the basis of the contract, that certain monies that ought to have been paid to the government was not paid, up to approximately $150 million.
The opposition leader also expressing concern, stating that arbitration sends the wrong message to investors. However, in response, the Minister of Immigration, Alfred Sayers, says he begs to differ.
Should investors be allowed to come into the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, owe the government over $100 million, and if the government seeks to recover what is owed, or by arbitration have it determine the amount that is owed, I mean, that's a reasonable approach.
What is inexplicable to us in the Progressive Liberal Party, to put that hat on for a moment, is why is the leader of the opposition coming to the rescue of this company? They agree with us that Freeport has become moribund as a result of the lack of aggressiveness of this company in carrying out its functions under the Hawksbill Creek Agreement. They agree something needs to be done.
In other news, Grand Bahama Island witnessing the first shooting incident for the year over the weekend, leaving one man hospitalized and 4 others in police custody. Our Raven Davis spoke with police and has the latest in this report.
Police say shortly after 11:50 p.m. this past Friday, an altercation arose involving a group of men. Tensions quickly escalating, with one of the men producing a handgun and shooting another male to the head.
The victim, who was shot, he was transported to the hospital via a private vehicle. When he was seen by a medical doctor and later enlisted to the Providence in critical condition. I can say at this time that 4 adult males are in police custody who's assisting with this investigation.
Those 4 males, ranging between their late 20s to early 40s, roll also revealing that the victim is now in serious condition. But one question remains: how was the culprit able to enter the establishment with the firearm?
That matters are being addressed from the investigator standpoint. And like I said, if there's a breach, I'm sure the owner will be dealt with.
Now, law enforcement strongly urging club owners to proactively enhance safety measures within their establishments to prevent further recurrences of these incidents.
First of all, it's suggested that they have a security officer at the door who would check individuals as they enter that establishment, and perhaps with a metal detector that can assist them in identifying the individuals who may have some type of weapon on their person, and to try to deter those individuals who come into that establishment. We just want to make sure that the other patrons remain safe.
Now, ASP Roll says investigations into this latest incident are ongoing, and once completed, police will provide further details. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Thank you, Raven. Well, members of the Free National Movement taking a unified stance today against rising crime rates, orchestrating a dual demonstration campaign. FNM leader Michael Pintard spearheading a protest outside the office of the Prime Minister in New Providence, while simultaneously supporters in Grand Bahama conducted their own demonstration outside the Ministry for Grand Bahama. Jolanda Thompson-Everest reports.
Enough is enough. This is the cry of the Free National Movement and their supporters as they demonstrate a protest on the grounds of the Harold Gregory building. They say that they stand with the government as they fight against crime. However, they are aggressively asking them to become more strategic in providing resources and even stiffer punishments to handle this national issue.
We want to make it clear that crime is not a PLP problem, it is not an FNM problem, but it is a Bahamian problem.
Members of Parliament for Central and East Grand Bahama, Iram Lewis and Kwesi Thompson, taking a leading role in a protest, underscoring the urgency for the government to implement swift actions.
This weekend, we saw in New Providence another 3 murders. For a country of our size, to have 17 murders over 22 days in this new year is completely unacceptable.
Thompson continued that the demonstration is non-political. Instead, it symbolizes a united front of individuals committed to tackling a national issue collectively. Furthermore, Thompson noted that their party's deputy leader, Shannon Dar Cartwright, has put forward recommendations for the government to consider.
He has put a very detailed, a very comprehensive plan, and comprehensive set of recommendations that we believe the government ought to take a look at.
Members of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama, Iram Lewis, and the FNM's representative for West Grand Bahama, Bishop Ricardo Grant, have jointly acknowledged the concerning nature of the issue.
I've never seen the Bahamas in this state in terms of crime. This is the absolute worst it has ever have to ensure that we bring strategic plan that fits the bill to deal with the crime that we are faced with. Serious strategic planning. And we're calling on the government to bring those plans forward.
Now, the Free National Movement say despite it all, they thank the Royal Bahamas Police Force for their commitment to serving the country and doing their best to protect the streets. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest.
Now, just last Sunday, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis addressed the nation on crime, unveiling a comprehensive government strategy with 5 pillars to address its root causes. The first pillar focuses on prevention, aiming to address root causes through community development, education, social services, and economic opportunities. The second pillar emphasizes the need to strengthen detection efforts through modernized policing methods and technology. The third pillar centers around prosecutions, ensuring a swift and fair criminal justice process. The fourth pillar emphasizes punishment as a deterrent, proposing sentencing guidelines. The fifth and final pillar prioritizes rehabilitation, aiming to prepare offenders for successful reintegration into society through vocational training, education, mental health, and substance abuse treatment. According to the nation's leader, these pillars are interconnected to comprehensively address crime in the country. For more on the government's response, tune into the Bahamas Tonight following our ZNS Northern Services newscast. Well, in a resolute effort to bolster law enforcement presence and ensure public safety on the streets of Grand Bahama, Assistant Commissioner of Police ACP Shanta Knowles and her dedicated team of officers have been actively conducting road checks. Their mission, as highlighted by ACP Knowles, is not only to enforce legal compliance regarding vehicle documentation, but also to address the prevalent issue of motorists exceeding speed limits.
We find that there are lots of traffic collisions on our streets, especially here in Grand Bahama. And for the past year, we've had a number of deaths for the year 2023. It is important that we continue to come out on the streets to educate the public, but also to do these kinds of operations so that they'd understand that the police is still on the streets. We still have rules and regulations that all motorists must obey, and certainly to educate them. Again, like I said, we've had a number of deaths in 2023 and 2022, and we certainly don't want that to happen this year. And so the best thing for us to do is to get out onto the streets and to educate.
Since assuming office, ACP Shanta Knowles has identified speeding as a significant contributing factor to numerous accidents on the island. Recognizing the pressing need to address this issue, she has shared valuable tips for motorists to promote safer driving practices.
The roads are very good here in Grand Bahama, and so one of the tips is to slow down. On our streets, the highest speed limit is 45 miles per hour. You're not going to see it anywhere in the Bahamas higher than that. And so we're asking people, all our motorists, to please drive within the limits of the speed limit, so that you'd be able to control your vehicle should you have to stop that vehicle right away. And then, of course, we need them to pay attention to the children in our school zones. We know that in between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m., the traffic, the speed limit is 15 miles per hour within the school zones, and then again at 2:30 and 4 p.m. And so, again, we ask motorists to obey the speed limits and the traffic signs that are erected on our streets.
In news from police on Bimini, police on that northern island are investigating the circumstances surrounding the crash landing of an aircraft on Cat Key. This incident taking place around 4:30 p.m. on Friday, January 19, 2024. Initial reports revealed that a white 1970 Aztec six-seater piloted by an adult male along with 4 passengers left Grand Bahama en route to Cat Key. Further reports indicate that upon reaching the destination, the pilot encountered mechanical difficulties with the landing gears, leading to a crash landing on the runway. There were no reports of injuries. However, the matter remains under active investigations. When we come back, hear how officials from the Department of Social Services and Immigration say they are ready to serve. That story, sports, and more when the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, returns.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Come and see the cabinets and countertops in stock now at Specialty Kitchen and Bath, number 16 Oak Street. Phone them at 688-9661.
Unwind every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Prop Club at the Grand Lucayan Hotel. Enjoy tasty food specials on draft beers and house specialty pizzas. The Prop Club, the best place to meet friends and enjoy happy hour.
At RBC, we know the roles you have to play can change quickly. Whether it's a homeowner, a new parent, today's head chef, salesperson of the month, or the family chauffeur. Whatever life asks you to be, RBC is a bank for all of you.
Health officials announced early on that the curve of the fourth wave has been flat.
Stand by, talent. 2 and cue.
We have a dynamic team of diverse, enthusiastic journalists committed to uncovering the truth and delivering it with zeal and integrity.
Confirms that the victim's body was found by an individual who was involved in the search.
We tell the heartwarming tales of resilience and success, from local politics to cultural events. We have it covered. We have Aja coming live from Bimini tonight for our top story. We are your trusted source in the North. We are ZNS Northern Edition.
The ZNS Network and the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture presents the Anthony Huck Williams 2024 Junior Junkanoo Parade. Live from Pioneers Way on January 27th, beginning at 4:30 p.m. on the ZNS Network.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Department of Social Services and Immigration reassuring the community that their services remain ongoing as they diligently work to address the needs of the people in West Grand Bahama since the opening of the Obadiah H. Wilchcomb Complex on November 13, 2023. Tonight, officials are reporting a slower than expected response from the community. Jolanda Thompson-Everest has the details.
The Obadiah H. Wilchcomb Complex, a hub for various community services in West Grand Bahama, has seen the Department of Social Services and Immigration and other agencies settling well into their new branch. Despite their efforts, officials express concerns about slow traffic, questioning the public's awareness of their services and office hours.
And a lot of persons still not really know that we are open for service, and so our clients are trickling in one, but we are seeing clients. Our busier days are at the end of the month, as we all know. We are still doing our food distribution at Bell Deliverance Church, so that still makes a difference too. So the max of our clients that we get to see at the end of the month, we are still seeing them at our location at Bell Deliverance Church. We are here to see clients in the Western District of Grand Bahama, from Heartburn down to West End, offering assistance with food, rental assistance, electricity assistance, clothing assistance, emergency lodging, any general need that the public may have. We are here.
The Chief Welfare Officer shares that office hours are Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And despite small support from the community, they are elated to be in their new branch and are excited to serve the community.
We are elated to be in our new complex. We have more room to service our clients. And as we all know, a lot of our clients come into social services, they come in with a certain stigma attached. And so this new location gave them a different view. Coming in, we have space. Our social workers have their private offices. We have 3 social workers available. And like I say, they are ready and we are willing and ready to serve.
Immigration Grade 1 Officer Ronette Colby sharing similar sentiments about customers not frequently using their West Grand Bahama office. And now she shares what services they have to offer.
We process applications, we enroll documents, we conduct interviews, free consultation.
Officials say since opening in November 2023, their offices have been equipped with the resources to assist the community. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest.
It is time now for your Health is Wealth Monday tip.
Have you ever experienced heartburn? Heartburn is a burning feeling in the lower chest with a sour or bitter taste in the throat and mouth. Despite its name, not related to heart, but as a result of stomach acid reflux, leading to irritation of the esophagus. This usually happens after eating a large meal, laying down after eating, or eating lots of citrus, spicy, or greasy food. Other things that can make heartburn worse includes caffeine, carbonated beverages, smoking, pregnancy, obesity, and some medication. Heartburn usually lasts a few minutes to hours and may be relieved by sitting upright and taking antacids. Avoid and prevent heartburn by eating small, regular meals. Avoid late-night eating and food and beverages that triggers it. Quit smoking. Avoid wearing tight clothes and lose weight if you're overweight. I'm Dr. Tiadra Johnson. Remember that your health is your wealth.
Your Monday evening check on sports is next with Jay Philippe.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to sports. It was a busy weekend in sports with football and track and field. But let's begin with baseball. Philando Williams, officially a member of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
I prayed for this, and it finally came through.
The 17-year-old Grand Bahamian has been training in the U.S. at the Fortuna training facility most recently. The signing took place at the Grand Lucayan Hotel, where many of his supporters came and witnessed the signing.
I started playing at the age of 6 years old, just running around the field, having fun. I took it a little bit more serious at the age of 14, and ever since I took it serious, just been all in. Thanks to Coach Curry, Marcy and Curry. He was my coach in Grand Bahama. I was just having fun on the field. I wasn't thinking about nothing, just having fun on the field.
Williams talked about his journey as a young baseball player to now being a pro baseball signee.
It was very hard. Many days not performing well, going to showcases, not performing well. Many hard days, but I had to come over it.
While he understands that the real work has just begun, PJ also had some advice for young athletes aspiring to become great.
Keep your head up, put God first. It's going to be times when you don't feel like working, but you have to get up and push yourself to work.
Philando is expected to leave the island next month for training with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Switching gears now in sports, a number of athletes from Grand Bahama was on the track this weekend at the college level, representing their various universities at some indoor meets. Sophomore junior national athlete Zion Campbell, competing at Iowa Central Community College, ran a personal best of 6.67 in the men's 60-meter dash for a first-place finish at the Jim Emmerich Alumni Invitational. Now on the women's side, Shatalia Dossett won 2 gold medals at the KMS Invite in Birmingham, Alabama. Shatalia won the women's 60 meters in 7.52 seconds and came back to win the 200 meters again in a time of 24.55 seconds. Over in Jacksonville, twin sisters Cassie and Cassandra Thompson competed for JU at the RAD Sports Invitational on Saturday. Cassie Thompson led the Dolphins, shattering a new school record in the women's 300 meters, clocking an impressive 38.41 seconds in that event for a 6th place finish. She also competed in the 60-meter dash and ran that event in 7.42 seconds. Now, her twin sister, Cassandra Thompson, also competed in the 300 meters and finished 11th overall with a time of 40.12 seconds. And lastly, Lakathria Cooper finished 4th in the heats and 7th overall in the women's 200 meters in a time of 23.90 seconds on Saturday at the Martin Luther King Invitational at the University of New Mexico. And finally in sports, the NFL Conference Championships is set for Sunday, January 28th. The San Francisco 49ers will take on the Detroit Lions in the NFC Championship game, while the Kansas City Chiefs will take on the Baltimore Ravens in the AFC title game. Ladies and gents, that's a quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Save the day with this hack. The tastiest hack is no longer a secret. Order 2 medium one-topping pizzas from Pizza Hut Freeport for only $22. Enjoy Pizza Hut while spending less all the way to the crust. Visit us at the store, carry out, or delivery. 2 medium one-topping pizzas for only $22. Call us at 352-9191. Pizza Hut Freeport. Enjoy all the way to the crust. Pizza Hut Freeport.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I still want to put shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
And I still want to put shoes on your feet.
We still want to put shoes on your feet.
John West Shoes is now open. Carmichael West, Nassau, behind Wendy's.
Psst. Guess what? Budget Pest Control has something important to show you. Coctoderma's former Salus, the super termite. What makes them super? Their ferocious appetite can attack your home from below and above. They even attack forestry. But don't worry. Budget Pest Control has extensively studied this species on Grand Bahama. You can even check out our scientific paper. So you can count on us to protect your investment. Call Budget Pest Control, the termite specialist.
The ZNS Network and the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture presents the Anthony Huck Williams 2024 Junior Junkanoo Parade. Live from Pioneers Way on January 27th, beginning at 4:30 p.m. on the ZNS Network.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Kendra Williams, you are our Facebook friend of the day. We are wishing you a special happy belated birthday. We hope you enjoyed your weekend. And that is going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of the entire ZNS News team, I'm Azure Quant, but be sure to stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues.
You see on this television station is governed by IRCA's Code of Practice for Content Regulation. The Code of Practice covers matters relating to program content that are of concern to the community, such as local content, news, current affairs, and programs for children, advertising, including political advertisements, and the responsibilities associated with broadcasting in the Bahamas. The code also covers aspects such as access services for the hearing and visually impaired, and the procedure for lodging a complaint about anything broadcasted by this television station. The code is available on IRCA's website at www.ircabahamas.bs. To receive a copy of the code by mail or in person, you may telephone IRCA at 242-393-0234. Family Island dialing is toll-free at 242-300-8722. Or you may send a request by email to info@ircabahamas.bs.
The Dixon Hill Lighthouse on San Salvador to let you know that marine protected areas make dollars and cents. A well-designed and managed network of protected areas can generate income for nearby communities. From MPA managers to lodges to eco-tours, there is money to be made.
Healthy marine ecosystems help to protect our islands from climate change and other impacts that we cannot control. Healthy coral reefs help to break down fake waves and
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report, a practical approach to crime fighting. Increasing body count, a grave concern. The push for inclusive international tax system. And in sports, athletes exceed career standards. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report, starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Everyone, I'm Akush Lopinder, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for joining us. It seems the court of public opinion is sticking to holding the government's feet to the fire when it comes to remedying the country of its crime ills. The National Security Ministers indicated that even as robust anti-gang legislation is on the way, it won't come without its challenges. Well, today, he feels as if at-risk youth aren't engaged. Crime will continue to be as big a problem. Altaviz Munnings leads us off tonight with more. Good evening, Altaviz. Didn't Minister Monroe, though, have a message for the public as well?
Yes, he sure did, Makushla. Do not keep company with persons you know are up to no good. Like the entire country, National Security Minister, the Honorable Wayne Monroe, is fed up with the unabated rise in crime, particularly here in the Providence. In an exclusive interview with our news team this morning, though, he reiterated and repeated the appeal for the public to strengthen its partnership with the police to put some dent in what seems to be a never-ending crime war.
They're searching for a silver bullet, something that will stop it all at once. To my mind, overlooks what we can do practically to stop more of our young men being dragged into these gangs. If we don't stop that, the gangs will continue to proliferate.
Then there's the Bail Act. Minister Monroe acknowledges it's an issue the Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs has already addressed, in that it cannot be done successfully by saying a criminal must be remanded.
We are saying that people who admitted to bail on murder are killed publicly, which creates a public safety issue and is a reason that the court can remand. The Court of Appeal has upheld remands for the person's safety and for the safety of the public in 2 cases last year. The Attorney General's point, the Chief Justice's point, is that the prosecutors have to be more aggressive in their objections to bail and then aggressive in appealing the matter forward.
Minister Monroe hinted that government plans to implement one change in the Bail Act, but he says that doesn't involve any automatic remands for any particular offense. Reporting live in the newsroom for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Altaviz Munnings. Back to you, Makushla.
Well, thanks, Altaviz. The opposition, meantime, ramping up its attacks on the Davis administration's crime strategies. Today, it took its message right to the office of the Prime Minister. However, the government is calling today's actions from the minority party nothing more than grandstanding. Corvell Pyfrom has more on the showdown at OPM.
The start of another week after another deadly weekend, and with the country's murder count at nearly 20 for the year, the official opposition holds that the government isn't doing enough. Monday, the FNM brought its frustration to the Prime Minister's Cable Beach office. Party leader Michael Pintard says it's time for Prime Minister Davis to return home, for National Security Minister Monroe to come clean, and for the Commissioner of Police to be straight up about why we seem to be losing the so-called war on crime.
What is hindering you from doing this serious work and doing it with a sense of urgency?
It wasn't long before the PM's communication director, Latrey Ramming, only feet apart from the FNM, held his own press briefing, firing back at the opposition.
So I think we are extremely disappointed that they choose to play politics. I think the Bahamian people are disappointed that they choose to play politics. And we need and we demand more from our political leaders in moments of national crisis.
The two sides with a different take on urban renewal's effectiveness. PLP administrations have long held that the program is paramount in reducing crime in at-risk communities. It has accused the FNM of completely dismantling urban renewal. However, Pintard maintains while he has always supported the program, it needs an overhaul.
Much of urban renewal is a duplication of work already being done in multiple ministries. And so there is a way to make it work. This isn't it.
So when you defund key program, when you defund key initiative that is responsible to ensuring our communities are safe, it hampers our ability to tackle the very same issues that are confronting us today.
Pintard's deputy and St. Barnabas MP Shannon Dawn Cartwright, whose constituency has seen a lot of violence, is calling on the government to step up and do more.
So on behalf of the Bahamian people and the people of St. Barnabas, as the Member of Parliament, we've come here today not as a protest, but as a plea on behalf of the Bahamian people for the government to operate with a sense of urgency and to act as this situation requires.
Nonetheless, both sides insist they are willing to work with the other to find a solution to crime. The FNM is also planning a demonstration in Rawson Square ahead of Parliament Wednesday.
But the country's troubling murder rate is of grave concern to not just authorities or the government, but funeral directors who say they are anything but making a killing off violence.
It's quite taxing and challenging for us in terms of man hours, resources, and also being available to emotionally assist these families.
Perhaps taxing an understatement when you consider the tragedies marring this past weekend, beginning Friday night straight into Sunday evening. As president of the Bahamas Funeral Directors Association and proprietor of Ferguson's Funeral Directors, Kirsch Ferguson would tell you the continued carnage and its impact on their business is of grave concern.
There has been a need to bring in more staff, especially on funeral days or weekends and what have you. In addition to in-house staffing, the hours have been extended just to accommodate families. If you notice, most of these homicides happen normally in the wee hours of the morning and sometimes in broad daylight. So we are challenged to be prepared and also to respond accordingly as we are needed by the Royal Bahamas Police Force.
But despite it all being part of an honest day work, there's the emotional pull. And we're not just talking the families of victims. Training aside, the human factor sets in.
And we become overwhelmed. You find that in the funeral profession, we also have to oftentimes take breaks, not so much on a monthly or yearly basis, but on a daily basis, just to regroup and to refocus ourselves to maintain our composure during these times. In terms of just pampering ourselves, taking extra days off, or just finding quiet time to be alone for several hours just to keep ourselves grounded.
Still to come, the capital marks this year's first traffic fatality, plus our feature story of the night, Barter Street champion crowned. After final weather. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
Since they're on sale, Max bought things neither he nor his friend really needed. Hungry for deals? Come to KFC to satisfy your hunger before doing something crazy. Our new 6-piece value deal is packed with 6 pieces of your favorite fried chicken, 3 orders of crispy fries, and 3 buttery biscuits, all for just $20. You work hard for your money. Get the biggest bang for your taste buds. Satisfy your taste buds with KFC. It's finger-licking good.
ESE Distributors, the #1 wholesale beauty supplier in the Bahamas, specializing in hair products, accessories, and makeup. A variety of skin lightening products, Keratin, Natural Bright, Pawpaw, and personal toiletries, like soaps, creams, lotion, and oils. Hair products like Got2B, Red One, and everything in the Morphos line. And lots of hair. Afro Kinky, 3X Ghana, crochet hair. We deliver and ship to the Family Islands. ESE Distributors, located on Soldier Road opposite NCA.
know how important collecting your money can be to the success of your business. Start your relationship with Fidelity today so that we can show you the many options available to you with our merchant services. From click and pay options online to merchant terminals and e-commerce options. We're here to help your business succeed. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit any of our branches.
It's time to start a cooperative business today. All you need is a business plan, a set of cooperative bylaws, $25 and an application form, and 10 persons who believe in the same vision. For more information on starting a cooperative, call 397-7400, extension 7443, 6551, 6553, and 6577. The Department of Cooperative Development. Develop, facilitate, regulate.
The two most recent killings here in the capital, less than 5 hours apart. The latest victim, a woman riddled in a quiet community, leaving residents horrified and detectives in a frenzy to close in on the gunman. Our Lloyd Allen has more.
A second shooting incident taking place Sunday, this happening in the area of South Street and Hospital Lane. And according to Chief Superintendent Kristen Skippings, police now have a lead on the suspected shooter.
A female was shot multiple times while at the intersection. Quick response by officers in the area. They observed a small blue vehicle fleeing from the area at a high rate of speed.
Skippings noted that the driver of that vehicle was able to avoid capture by officers, but their search continues now with the aid of technology to determine the make and model of that vehicle.
But we also make an appeal to members of this particular community who may have been in this immediate area during the time of this incident, or you may have been on Poinciana Drive. You may have seen that small blue vehicle fleeing the area at a high rate of speed. We're asking you to reach out to us.
The victim is believed to be in her mid-20s and a resident of a southwestern community in the Carmichael Road area. Now, according to onlookers, many pedestrians were out and about at the time of the incident. And with concerns across this and other communities on the level of crime and the frequency, Skippings provided this response.
I want to assure members of the public that the country is still safe. These incidents are isolated incidents. These are incidents involved in direct conflicts with individuals.
As for an update on other recent homicides,
well, I will allow our commission to provide you with a holistic approach on all of the homicides as he did in times past.
Sunday proving a busy day for law enforcement with that double shooting in the Pinewood Gardens area just hours earlier. Skippings adding that the second victim remains in critical condition in hospital. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Well, by police records, there are another 3 alleged murder suspects on the loose. The first is Johnson Road Fox Hill resident Tevin Johnson. The 27-year-old is between 5'7" and 5'9" tall. Johnson is of medium build and dark-skinned. Also sought is 26-year-old Malik Roll of Lightbourne Avenue, Yellow Elder Gardens. Roll is slim, dark-skinned, and between 5'9" tall and 5'10". Heavy charges also hanging over 18-year-old Alex of Vilma. An All Points bulletin puts the Farrington Road resident as slim, dark-skinned, his height unknown. Anyone with information regarding these 3 murder suspects is asked to contact the Criminal Investigation Department at 502-9991 or simply 911. Well, tragedy. Also the end result of a motorcyclist's Sunday ride. Assistant Superintendent of Police Demetria Capron says the man in his 20s was traveling on John F. Kennedy Drive west of Gladstone Road when he reportedly lost control.
Information received is that a male rider of a motorcycle was traveling west on John F. Kennedy Drive, where he lost control of his motorcycle, collided with the median, and was thrown from his cycle. EMS would have visited the scene, where no signs of vital life were found. We are appealing to all motorists in the capital, in the Family Islands, to pay attention to all speed limits that are posted, to drive with due care and attention, because the life they save may be their very own.
Jurors in the Adrian Gibson corruption trial expected to hear evidence today, but were instead dismissed early as the case was adjourned. Prosecutors allege, among other things, that the Long Island MP gained a financial advantage of over $1 million through the award of contracts while serving as executive chairman of the Water and Sewage Corporation. His 5 co-defendants are accused of aiding him in the scheme. Claims they all deny. Senior Justice Cheryl Grant Thompson is presiding over the case. Minister of Works and Family Island Affairs, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, is dismissing claims of a Bahamian man that his All Saints Way shantytown home was wrongfully demolished last week. And this after the man says he notified officials who proceeded with demolition. But Sweeting says a vigorous assessment would have occurred before the home was knocked down.
In order to build a home, first you should own the property. So if you build a home on somebody's property that isn't yours, first of all, it's illegal in that respect. Now, we did have instances where persons who applied to build a home requested a permit to build a home, and the location was different than the location they built the home on. And in that case, the Ministry of Works did not give any occupancy certificate. So those homes that got approval to build are being assessed.
Asked if the individual would be compensated if a mistake were made, he says that person would first have to make an appeal and the situation would have to be assessed.
We put notices at that location from October. So they were in touch with Mr. Craig Delancey at the Ministry of Works. Anyone that had an issue, we told them to appeal, but no one that I'm aware at a conveyance. And the person that did have a conveyance was a home at Cool Acres, and that home is still left standing if you go to that location. She proved that she owned the property. She bought the property from the individual. They had a conveyance on the property. So that home is still left standing at that location. So I seriously doubt that a house would have been knocked down in that issue.
In other news this evening, Prime Minister Dave is taking full advantage of his recent trip to Uganda, where over the course of 3 days he participated in back-to-back summits with world leaders and representatives from some 120 nations. There was also an opportunity to form diplomatic relations with Kenya. The Prime Minister notes that establishing such ties is mutual as it opens up new avenues for trade, educational opportunities, and cultural exchanges for both nations. In related news, in an intervention at the 3rd South Summit in Kampala, Uganda this morning, Foreign Affairs Minister, the Honorable Frederick Mitchell, indicated that countries in the global south, including the Bahamas, should not be portrayed as a danger to the revenue basis of developed nations, as tax and other incentives to attract investment in tourism, export processing, and manufacturing are offered. Minister Mitchell underscoring how international tax administration and cooperation has harmed the Bahamas, resulting in the country's sovereignty being infringed, tax competition threatened, economic growth and development hindered. Adding the risk of climate change and increasing sea levels, he declared that these issues must be examined to ensure equity and inclusivity. Mitchell concluded that the Bahamas looks forward to close collaborations with G77 plus China to secure a more inclusive international tax system. Each year, a team of advisors from the Jones Communications Network deliberates for days on end with the arduous task of selecting JCN's Person of the Year. This time around, the circumstances were different, as the company, for the first time, named JCN's Business of the Year, the title bestowed on local company Bahama Striping Group. Here's Antoine Smith.
I would never forget The day not long after I started, when I was out seeking work and I was told that I would never be given work in the Bahamas.
That was more than 10 years ago. Fast forward to present day, and Bahama Striping Group of Companies President Ontario Mitchell has stuck by his promise of using rejection to fuel the company's fire.
We always thought knew the company was going to be successful, or we thought the company was going to be successful, and we strive every day to make sure the company was successful.
Far from the fledgling company, which started with just a $5,000 grant in 2010, today the umbrella company has expanded to include airport maintenance, paving solutions, and a catalog of other services.
15 years is, some people will say it's a long time, but it's relatively short when you look at business. And to achieve what we have achieved in such a short time, I think it's remarkable. But it's also a testament to our vision, our hard work, and dedication that we put in on a daily basis to make sure that the company continues to grow and continues to succeed.
It's for that reason they've been named JCN's Business of the Year. Their team over the years working on major projects in Abaco, Exuma, and the like, yet still putting aside business from time to time to make a difference and give back to the communities in which they serve.
We are Bahamians. I'm from Camper Road, Tyrus from Abaco. We are 100% Bahamian, and we have a responsibility as Bahamian at first, and also as a company to give back for our community. So it's nice that we're being recognized for what we have done, but I believe it's our obligation as businessmen and also Bahamians to give back to our country.
This year, the once little company that could will celebrate 15 years in the business. Ahead of them, major plans for expansion.
So what's next for us is the fact that we continue to do what we've been doing for the last 15 years. The only difference, we do it better. We're also starting the process of looking at an IPO for our company, whereby we allow Bahamians and other individuals to invest in Bahama Striping Group of Companies, hopefully within the next 18 months.
Stay tuned to the Bahamas Tonight on Tuesday as we give you a look into the company's current operations on the island of Exuma. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Antoine Smith.
Well, we still have more news to come, but Marcellus Hall has a look at what's coming up in sports. Marcellus?
Coming up in sports for this evening, some Carifta qualifiers at the Wolfpack Meet. We'll tell you all about it just ahead in sports.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, expressed his enthusiasm for the new Icon of the Seas, the largest cruise ship in the world.
This is magnificent for the Bahamas. It's a great day for Royal Caribbean, but a magnificent day for Nassau Cruise Port and the Bahamas. The largest cruise ship in the world, in making its inaugural voyage here in the Bahamas, on the verge of greatness for 2024. The numbers are expected to be magnificent, coming from RCL, but also from the entire industry. We're looking forward to another banner year, and we are appreciative and grateful for the partnership we have with RCL, not just in bringing tourists to the Bahamas, but in all facets of our community, contributing actively to culture, the advancement of youth and the creative industries. So this is a great partnership. We don't just celebrate today Icon of the Seas, we celebrate this great 50-plus year partnership with RCL.
President and CEO of Royal Caribbean International, Michael Bailey, also addressed the expected rise in tourist arrivals that the Icon of the Seas will help to facilitate.
Well, we're committed to increasing the number of tourists that we bring into the Bahamas year over year, and I think if you look at our track record, we continually increase the number of tourists we bring. I believe in 2024, the number of tourists we'll bring to the Bahamas will be close to 4.4 million. This ship, Icon of the Seas, will be visiting Coco Key once a week. It'll be on one-week itineraries, and I think there's a vast opportunity for Nassau over the coming years because it's so close to this huge American market. I think it's a beautiful opportunity.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
In the
yellow elder garden, Allie and her cousins listened to Grammy share tales. The 70s so sweet, with themed costumes and dancing feet. Then came the brass, reaching new heights, a symphony of Bahamian nights. The 2000s, the yellow elder, a symbol of pride. Grammy's legacy in view as Allie dances in her yellow elder costume. We are alive.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
You can find it all at Builders Mall. From cement, lumber, block, plumbing, and electrical to paint, lights, vanities, and tiles. Not to mention all the tools you could possibly need to get the job done. Say if you're starting a major project, adding the finishing touches, or just doing some repair or rental work around the house. FYP, the Paint Center, and Tile King can help. Stop by or call 601-8453. Located 69 Wolf Road, Nassau. You can find it all at Builders Mall. Building, painting, and tiling, the Bahamas.
At RBC, we know the roles you have to play can change quickly. Whether it's a homeowner, a new parent, today's head chef, salesperson of the month, or the family chauffeur. Whatever life asks you to be, RBC is a bank for all of you.
Join us for the Bahamas Business Outlook Conference, Thursday, January 25th, 8:45 a.m. at the Bahama Convention Center. We're bringing the business community together under the theme, Future Bahamas, branding the national identity and planning for success. The day includes a business expo, lunch, an art tour, keynote address by Prime Minister Davis, exciting panels, and so much more. Begin your year on a high note. Get your tickets today at tclevents.com.
Woodcock and Yellow Elder Primary and Martintown Primary over on Grand Bahama are 3 of 8 schools set to benefit from a partnership between multiple government agencies in Bahama designed to create a safer environment for students. Cleopatra Murphy has the details of a project that will later expand to the Family Islands.
It's a sad situation, but out of the sad situation comes something good to protect others, especially students around the Bahamas.
One family's tragedy is leading to action that the aunt of 13-year-old Calvin Morley Jr. hopes will prevent another from feeling the pain that still grips her years after the teen was struck and killed attempting to cross the road on his way from school in 2012. With the safety of other students in mind, the Bahama Foundation, in partnership with government, launched the Calvin Morley Safe School Zone initiative intended to make the trek to and from school much safer for primary school students. Phase 1 of the project begins in February with 7 New Providence schools and 1 on Grand Bahama. Minister of Transport and Energy, the Honorable Jobeth Colby Davis, explains its intent.
The strategic goals of the initiatives are improve road safety in school zones, increase and enhance the visibility of pedestrian crossings, use solar technology to modernize pedestrian crossings, encourage a deeper respect for the speed limit in school zones, and promote a culture of respecting all road users.
Senior Vice President of Administration and External Relations at Bahama, Robert Sands, says the hotel felt it important to provide a safe environment in school zones for students. The project will mimic the crossing at Bahama Boulevard.
This initiative at least creates an additional alert or reminder that you're coming up to a zone where safety precaution will have to be exercised. And I think they will go a long way, especially, like I say, in those areas where the school is across a highly traversed roadway.
Minister of Education, Technical and Vocational Training, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, reasons that children should never lose their lives trying to access education.
We have had, and as the minister said, multiple incidents of children being knocked down.
and in the school, they're killed in a school zone, but knocked down trying to get home or coming to school. And so we want to raise an awareness for motorists, you know, particularly those who will run the red light.
Endorsing the initiative, Charmaine Morley says her family still grapples with the pain from her nephew's death. She is calling on the public to stay alert behind the wheels.
For those the drivers out there, I just ask that you be cautious when you're in these school zones and think about kids that could have been your kid on the street. I know a lot of times what we do, even myself, I find myself doing the cell phone while we're driving. Let's put away these cell phones while we're on the road. If you don't have an earpiece in your ears, please put the cell phone down or pull to the side, because the cell phone really, really distracts, and should have cut a water, it's too late when we've especially taken a life.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
To college, a rite of passage for many readying themselves to unlock limitless career opportunities. Tonight, our Lloyd Allen joins us in studio exploring the ins and outs of college application and achieving academic success.
It's that time of year when students around the world are preparing for that ever-important journey of applying to college. And here at home, a number of them are hoping for International Institute's application. But one industry expert is advising to be cautious of the first-year exodus. Here's why.
That particular question is one that is near and dear to me. I actually did my dissertation on the student success of students transitioning within the first year of college. The reality of it is, in that first year of college, most students drop out after the first year.
College readiness consultant Dr. Monique Hinsey explains this trend remains a challenge for most internationally bound students, especially in recent years.
During the pandemic, what I saw more than ever was so many students being diagnosed with all sorts of mental illness.
According to attrition statistics gathered over the past 3 years, an increasing number of students are following this trend. Even the World Economic Forum back in 2022 published some of the towering reasons for the trend, with tempting non-degree-based jobs and a lack of focus being the major factors. Dr. Hinsey explains parental involvement is the first line of defense.
It is so important that parents and students work on the must-have. It is very important that parents and students clear the path of communication. Communication is the key.
Her advice, talk more.
You know your child. If the pattern of them pulling away and you're not hearing from them, a week goes by and 2 weeks goes by, and then all of a sudden they become silent, it's important for you as the parent to jump in and be actively involved.
Hinsey says because of the many variables like a new environment, race-related issues, and a challenge of physically accessing support systems, it's a good habit for parents to remain in contact at least once per day. Her final tip, do your research before sending your child off.
You got to make sure before your son or daughter leaves these islands that you ensure that that school is the right fit. What do I mean? That it's academically, it's socially, it's physically, and financially the right fit for you and your family.
So this is an ongoing series which continues tomorrow, exploring the idea of college tours and the difference they can make. Reporting here in studio for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen. Makushla.
Good stuff, Lloyd. The Centerville Urban Renewal has launched an initiative meant to teach primary school students how to better handle and resolve conflicts. Officer in charge of Centerville's Urban Renewal, Assistant Superintendent of Police Dwayne Mackey, says the program, launched today at Palmdale Primary School, will be taken to schools throughout the district.
Here at Palmdale Primary School, launching what we would like to dub Operation SAW. It's a 4-school tour within the Centerville district that involves Palmdale Primary, Centerville Primary, Columbus Primary, and then finally we climax with Stephen Dillett.
Before we can gather to learn, we must be able to deal with conflicts. And based on the murder rate in this country, based on all of these unresolved issues in the country, it is most important.
During a special assembly, activist, former self-dubbed bad boy Eric Fox brought the students a very candid message, urging them to avoid gang activity. And that's to work hard and try to be productive citizens. He underscores the importance of being taught conflict resolution.
No person in my hearing right now, in this room right here right now, who here right now, that is another one of them. We are unique beings. There's only one of us. There will never be another you in this world. So that tells me when I'm in your presence, I'm in the midst of a special person. I'm in the midst of a unique being. I am in the midst of someone who was never here and will never be here after they leave. So that tells me they deserve respect. They deserve to be treated properly. Because there's no one else on this earth like you. And there will be no one else on earth like you. So when you see another human being, remember, you actually looking at God, because we are created in the image and in the likeness of God. But if they are not taught how to deal with it, then that's where we have the spill of problems.
Well, on that note, are we covering everything as we attempt to get rid of crime? The topic for this week's As I See It column. The author, our senior producer, Tanya Smith-Cartwright, talks about revamping urban renewal and the National Youth Guard to assist with the fight against crime. She also recalls conversations with a real-life gangster who pretty much predicted the spate of murders now occurring. As I See It is published on our website, znesbahamas.com, and our social media platforms every Monday. Through this column, Smith-Cartwright explores a multitude of trending, controversial hot topics and brings them to us as she sees them.
In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on X, TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook.
of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, in conjunction with the Ministry of Works and Family Island Affairs, recently launched and highlighted a series of co-curricular activities which included junior sailing, chess, and swimming.
We'll see as this progresses, we in Cat Island, Andros, Exuma, Mayaguana, Nagua, Grand Bahama, all over this nation, Eleuthera, all over. Because we know our valuable resources are everywhere. And we want equity in the delivery of education. Yes, we have Nassau with the bulk of the population and the schools, but we have children in Mayaguana. And in fact, one of them is now the youth spokesman for climate change in this nation. So we know we got valuable resources all over this nation.
Minister of Works and Family Island Affairs, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, underscored the importance of the ministry's partnership.
To support this initiative, my ministry is committed in assisting the Ministry of Education in the development of infrastructure, including swimming pools, the construction of E-class boats through boat building programs, and the provision of skilled instructors to facilitate training. You know, boat building is an initiative that we really need in our schools. I think currently we might only have 2 to 3 boat builders throughout this country that build sailing sloops. So this initiative is something, because it's important that we don't lose our heritage, we don't lose from where we come from.
The programs are expected to enhance the Bahamian curriculum and cater to holistic student development. Jonalie McIntosh for Ed Talk.
For the next 50 days, 50 lucky winners will be getting $30,000 in cash and prizes.
$30,000?
30. how you win? All you have to do is purchase $25 or more in fuel or a $25 and up Rubis gift card, and you enter to win. Take a photo of your receipt, and you can upload it via our QR code, Rubis Bahamas Facebook page, or our website. Don't forget, you need your receipt in order to win. Thank you. $500 on the Visa card, I'll buy you everything, but I gotta turn my light on. I need gas in my car, and I done miss and put diesel in here, and the car say, "Bop."
For hurricane season, we got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you brighten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. These 14s get right, they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
Jump into January and save with the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Devon corned beef, 12 ounce, 2 for $5. Best Value whole kernel corn, 15 ounce, 99 cents. Country Barn mayonnaise, 30 ounce, $3.75. Boneless chicken breasts, $2.99 per pound. Romaine hearts, 3-pack, $4.99. Another year to save at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
There's a small school on Exuma that's making huge waves and really changing the landscape of education, not just for Exuma, but the country. Exuma Christian Academy recently celebrated its high-achieving students at a special award ceremony. Our Corville Pyfram was there.
My fellow students, today I want to encourage you to focus on your goals, study hard, and avoid distractions.
That's Exuma Christian Academy 9th grader Evan Saunders giving a charge to students who'll be taking their BJCs in just a couple of months. And who better than Evan to do it? He sat those exams in 8th grade and aced 5 of them. He's got big plans ahead.
I plan on becoming a paleontologist.
This was a special day for the entire Exuma Christian Academy family. Many of its students successfully completed the BJC exams with C's and above. Some will be recognized nationally in the coming weeks. This huge accomplishment worthy of a celebration.
Today is a glorious day, a celebratory day, a dancing and stepping day, a clapping and singing day.
Thank you for helping us to work hard to achieve our goals.
So on this awards day, very few of them, if any, walked away empty-handed. The littlest to the senior students have all excelled. Principal Kaniqua Burrows.
Exuma Christian Academy started because of a dream that God gave, and He has really provided the provision for that dream, and He's allowed us to partner with wonderful teachers and wonderful parents to make a difference on the island. So it's really a blessing.
Exuma Christian Academy has a lot to be proud of. In a mere 5 years, it has consistently produced some of the country's top academic achievers. Its students have done exceptionally well in national examinations, and so as the school comes together today to celebrate these students with this awards ceremony, it is exemplifying its theme, dream, believe, and achieve. In Georgetown, Exuma, for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corville Pyfram.
Well, thanks, Corville. It's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makisha. We have partly cloudy skies. Temperature cools 71 degrees and dropping 65 degrees is the relative humidity. East-northeast winds at 20 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,026.5 millibars. That is 30.32 inches, and it is steady. Temperatures around the family violence this evening. They are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 67 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Greentoe Key in Abaco, Marsh Abaco at 68 degrees. Berry Island 70, Allenstown, Bimini 73, 71 in Harbor Island, Rock, Sandy Lutra 80 degrees, Fresh Creek, Central Andros at 72, 75s in Kemp's Bay, South Andros, and Black Point, Exuma, Allenstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rumkey all reporting 71, 75 in Georgetown, Exuma, Rygat Island, Cloudstown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Migwater, and Acklands all at 74, 79 in Matchitani, Nagua, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 77 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter in the northwestern islands tonight through tomorrow. Those winds will remain out of the east at 15 to 25 knots. Advisories remain in place as those seas are going to be very rough at 5 to 8 feet. Now, your low tide, that will take place at 11:33 tonight. A high tide will occur at 6:04 tomorrow morning for the central and southeastern islands through Tuesday. Easterly winds as well, but 20 to 30 knots will be those wind speeds. Wave height 7 to 10 feet. So we're asking boaters to simply stay in port through Tuesday. And then as we take you into the middle of the week, Wednesday, the winds become east to southeast. They're falling off 12 to 18 knots in the northwestern islands, with height subsiding 3 to 6 feet, but we will still maintain the caution flag for the northwest Bahamas on Wednesday. Now, your low tide on Wednesday, that takes place at 6:50 in the morning with the high tide at 1:21 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands on Wednesday, some reduction in those winds as well. East to southeast at 15 to 20 knots, wave heights 4 to 7 feet, holding that caution flag through Wednesday. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Your boyfriend just the other night, he had you snatched up, y'all really tight. I'm not the kind of fella who like OPP.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
I had that question.
Want to have your voice heard? Send your letters to the editor to digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. Share your thoughts on current events or positive stories within your community. That's digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. We want to hear from you.
At Koshright, our members know that there's a lot to smile about. They know that membership has its privileges. Guaranteed low pricing on every item, every time you shop. Each membership comes with 2 cards. That's one for you and a free card for a member of your household. Gold card holders earn an annual 2% rebate up to $500. Koshright members get discounts at other participating businesses. So that's a lot to smile about. Whether it be clothing, appliances, home goods, or groceries, shop at Koshright, where membership truly has its privileges.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A brand that you can trust. Family Guardian.
A decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
For the next 50 days, 50 lucky winners will be getting $30,000 in cash and prizes. $30,000? 30. How you win? All you have to do is purchase $25 or more in fuel or a $25 and up Rubis gift card, and you enter to win. Take a photo of your receipt, and you can upload it via our QR code, Rubis Bahamas Facebook page, or our website. Don't forget, you need your receipt in order to win. Thank you. $500 on the Visa card, I'll buy you everything, but I gotta turn my light on. But I need gas in my car, and I done miss and put diesel in here, and the car say, Bob.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check on a Monday, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall. DTSP Wolfpack track meet going off without any major hitches this past Saturday over the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. A number of athletes achieving CARIFTA qualifying standards. B3A's president, Jamaica Archer, was on hand to observe the action.
This is an opportunity for us to talk more about creating safe spaces in our sport. You have hundreds of athletes who are here on a daily basis, and we live as one. And I think that that's where it begins, learning how to communicate, to be able to problem solve, to mediate, and I think that that's where you learn to become one community. So I'm always very pleased to talk about the social impact of our sport, and then we can talk about many other things that are great benefits to the sport of track and field.
Meanwhile, Little League Baseball is back at Freedom Farm as they hosted opening day on Saturday at the Freedom Farm baseball fields. Hundreds of aspiring baseball players representing the various age groups were on hand for the launch. Freedom Farm founder Greg Burrows Sr. excited to get things going.
Every year, it's our 35th year, and every year the numbers keep increasing. Even through some of the challenges that I had last year with the baseball, those baseball guys, our program continued to grow because people understand, people know that, this is the real deal. And if we can encourage this type of thing everywhere, I think our country will be a better place.
And the Mario Ford Baseball Camp also kicking off this past weekend at Windsor Park. The camp designed to teach young players the basics of the game has been running now for a number of years under the direction of its founder, Mario Ford himself, who says that this year there will be some changes in the routine.
This year we're looking at doing something different. Beginning March, we are putting teams together. We're going to start play right here on Windsor Park. We're going to have about 8 or 9 teams, maybe more. So we're going to work in conjunction with the Community Baseball League. So we're putting teams together, and we're playing 15 and under. What the kids need is, we need to be playing so that they can improve. So every Saturday we come here, we go through the basic fundamentals, the fielding, the hitting, base running, game situations, sliding, all those different things, make it a game aspect. And then after that, we finish with the skills. We do inter-squad play.
And that's it. You look at sports for you here on this Monday. Don't go anywhere. We got your Monday weather forecast. That is just around the corner.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
most important thing in life is family. And whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Over a decade ago, the Bahama Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, our satellite picture showing that frontal boundary now in the central Bahamas. It will continue to push towards the south and east. Meanwhile, area of high pressure to the northeast of us that will continue to generate very strong winds over the next few days. Our forecast for tonight looks like this: clouds breaking, windy and chilly, 68 degrees for your low temperature tonight. And tomorrow it's going to be windy with periods of clouds and sunshine. High temperature tomorrow, 78 degrees. And your extended weather forecast looking like this. Pretty nice weather, save for the winds. They're going to be with us, as I said, for a few more days. Wouldn't be until about Thursday or so before those winds start to ease up. So boaters, once again, we're asking those in the northwest Bahamas to exercise extreme caution. And if you're operating in the central and southeastern parts of the country, you should simply stay in port for the next 2 days. Mixology.
Well, thanks, Basil. Commonwealth Brewery Limited's Bartistry season came to an end, crowning the country's best mixologists. Tonight, our Devontae Hanna has a special report recapping the night filled with fun food and drinks and a very special moment for a skilled bartender.
Bottles, Booze, and Blessings was the name of the game for Ronell Joe Blacks, who walked away as the 2024 Bartistry champion last week, ending weeks of intense training.
Between work, kids, gotta pick up, prepare for this, mind-boggling, almost burning down the kitchen, burning up a few pots, just staying creative in my mindset and trying to go just beyond the regular cocktail.
It capped off a night of fun under the stars at Solimar at Compass Point, bringing together dozens of friends and family to see their favorite bartender go head-to-head to compete for $2,000 and bragging rights.
We want to see how creative these guys are, how well they can present, and how well they can work under pressure.
You really got to be well-rounded.
Well-rounded, you know, and that's the great thing about Bahamas Bartistry.
The competitors had to endure 3 grueling rounds, including a mystery round, making cocktails using the premium but trendy spirit sponsored by Commonwealth Brewery's Diageo line of products.
We have Casamigos, Don Julio, Johnny Walker, and those are the spirits that people really like, but they don't really know how to, I guess, order a really great cocktail at the bar. And so with these bartenders creating really great cocktails, we have where they can inspire the average consumer to cocktail with creativity.
And with the drinks flowing, the work of the bartenders seemed a bit easy, so I thought I'd give it a try.
I'm at Bartistry with Marco and Kami. They've been teaching me some stuff. We're gonna try it. Maybe not.
Clearly, it was not as easy as it seemed.
Bartistry is more than a bartending competition. It is more of a training and development initiative by Commonwealth Brewery, where we focus on educating bartenders about the brands and how best to serve these brands.
The celebration only lasting for a moment, though, as Joe Blacks will now head to global competition carrying the Bahamian flag across his chest.
You said you was a Saxon fan.
Yeah,
you think the winning streak continue, right?
Oh, yeah.
And are you taking it to global competition next?
Yeah, after a few more drinks. But with a few tricks up my sleeve as a Bahamian, you know, introduced them to a lot of things they never seen around the world.
Though it was all glitz and glam for the finale, each of the competitors beat out a number of bartenders who collectively made near 100 cocktails during the annual competition. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
Awesome story there, Devontae. That does it for the Bahamas Tonight, though. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.